Welcome, Comic Head 84 here, and it's that time. It's the end of the year. We're closing the book on 2020, and it's time to look back on the best comic pickups from the year, the best additions to my collection this year. We're going to go through the cream of the crop, for 2020. And it was funny putting this list together because there were some books that I was sure that were last year books. And then when I really thought about it, I'm like, oh shit, that was 2020. This year has just been like a time warp or something. But yeah, there were books that I didn't realize were 2020 that are indeed on this list. And it was tough to slim them down, but I did it. We're going to count it down 10 to 1. And after we do that, I'm going to sling in some honorable mentions. And we're going to call it a day. All right? So without further ado, we're going to get into the top 10 pickups of 2020. Okay. Coming in at number 10. This one I had to make a judgment call because I wasn't sure if I should include this in the top 10 pickups because it's a commission that I had done. But I said, you know what? It's my list. I'm making the rules. And I included, let me take it out of this. I commissioned an artist to do a Hulk 181 homage with Batman and Bane. It's a little idea I had that I said, that sounds like it'd be pretty cool. And honestly, he delivered better than I pictured it in my mind. Like, sometimes commissions can be hit or miss, but I'll be damned if he didn't nail it on this. And I straight love this book. So good. I'm a huge Batman mark. Batman in this era of Bane, the Nightfall series was my jam. I love how we did the sky, the purple sky, the moon. Golly. I love it. One of my favorite additions to the collection in 2020. We're going with the sketch commission, man. Boom. Love it. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I should put it in there. But it's just, I love it too much to leave it out of the list. So that's number 10. Let's cruise on down to number 9. A book that I had in my sights. Finally got around to finding a good deal and picking it up. And at number 9, we're talking Journey into Mystery 109. Huge X-Men fan. Magneto, one of my all-time favorite characters. And I love this one. It's the first time that he appears in something other than X-Men. He shows up to square down with Thor. I like the pairing of the two characters. I feel like you didn't see them square up too much. So I like that part of it. Awesome cover. Great 12-cent Kirby action. Love this book. Journey into Mystery 109. Coming in strong at the number 9 spot in the pickups from 2020, ladies and gentlemen. Love that book. Okay, these next two, number 8 and number 7, are kind of a 1-2 punch. Okay. But definitely a couple of my favorite pickups. Number 8, straight up. Maybe this one would have been. Yeah, it's all right. Some of these numbers are interchangeable, Could this one have been number 10? Maybe. But, dude, it's that SheHulk. That SheHulk Brian Boland cover insert thing. It's it's not even like a book technically. So again, I'm making the rules here. But I've always known about this book existing. But to be honest, I always thought it was just like a variant cover that had low print run until I really looked into it more this year and found out the whole story about it just being a cover insert and stuff like that. And I remember saying to myself, if I can ever come across that book, that cover, whatever, I'm going to add it. SheHulk is the thing that I focus on in the collection. Love me some SheHulk. Love me some Brian Boland. So I just love it. I feel like it's an uncommon thing in the collection. And it made some big strides in my SheHulk collection. The Brian Boland variant cover of Sensational SheHulk number 14, featuring Howard the Duck. And SheHulk, man, straight up and down. The next one, we're going to continue on the SheHulk run. This was my favorite. This was probably my best stealth purchase of the year. There's a local shop that I go to sometimes, and he has this back room that most of the customers don't go into because it's kind of a mess. It's just like rows and rows of boxes. It's not really organized. And I was like, hey, do you mind if I just dig around in that back room? He was like, yeah, go nuts. And you could tell it's like stuff that he thinks is like not worthy of being out in the front of the store. But little did he know, this baby was lurking in the box. This one had been going into 2020. This was on my hit list. I've knocked down a lot of SheHulk stuff, but this was one that I really had my eye on. And people ask a lot of money for it. A 9.8 goes for a crazy amount of money, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll be damned if I didn't find a nice high-grade copy, stealth buy, for like $5. I was like, hell yeah. I was pumped when I found this in that hunt that day. And boom, pumped. Number 7 on the list. It's that SheHulk jump rope, infamous jump rope cover. Number 40. Coming in strong. Okay. Number 6. Now we're gonna pivot into the slab zone. Okay, the top 6 are slabbed books. And coming in at numero 60 is I went and upgraded my copy of Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer 1. Love this book. Love the Surfer. A solid 5.0. It was an upgrade of this. This had been my, Silver Surfer number 1 placeholder for a while. My poor beat 0.5 green label Surfer number 1. And I was happy that, it was holding the place, but I always thought to myself, I like this book. I think it has a lot of charm, so I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. But I knew I needed to upgrade to a proper copy. And I did just that. And got myself a Silver Surfer number 1 at a 5.0. And that, my friends, is number 6 on the list. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's hit number 5. We've gone through some SheHulk, a couple areas that I focus on in collecting. I do hone in on SheHulk stuff, Silver Surfer stuff I hone in on. But Batman is another character, another run that I went into this year saying, I need to beef up my Batman collection. There was a lot of books on that Batman list that I needed to knock down. And this one was one of those books, and it was Tech 359, that first appearance of Batgirl, a great first appearance, a great classic book, awesome debut cover, right? A healthy grade at 6.0. And I got a solid deal on this. Shout out to Gotham Comics. Gotham Comics has like an Instagram. He's a good seller. I'll vouch for the guy as having good books. His grade, he like conservatively graded this book. I think he sold it to me as like a 4.0. And it was even a good price for a 4.0. I did have it clean and pressed, so I probably bumped it up a little bit. But yeah, this was one that I bought it raw at a great price, slabbed that baby, and a key acquisition to the Detective Comics collection. First Batgirl, Tech 359. Number four, buckle up. More Batman. Another one that was on the hit list. Boom, Batman 227. I just think one of the all-time classic Batman covers. Like, this book is practically considered like a key book. And there isn't really anything key about it other than that's how epic the cover is. The cover is so magnificent on this book that it makes it an in-demand item, collector's item. Neil Adams, the master, homage swipe to, what is it? The Tech 31 cover swipe. I love the trade dress on this era of Batman. It's got like it's really cool because it's got kind of like a horror comics vibe. Because this image is something you could easily see in like those Bronze Age DC horror books, like a Bernie Wrightson DC horror book. And it's crossed over with Batman. Fantastic. Great grade too, 7.0. Shout out to Kavi Comics Books NYC. Got a nice deal off him. The Demon of Gothos. Mansion. Love it. Okay. Now, time to really get ready. It's the top 3 pickups of the year. This is the elite pickups, the big boys, if you will. So we got to drop that warning.
Oh, hey, big.
Not the hacksaw warning. This warning. All right. Really a Grail book. These next 3 are like Grail level books for me. What can I say? X-Men number 4. As a huge Magneto fan, X-Men 4 is such a huge pickup. First Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, a classic Kirby cover prominently featuring Magneto. Is this considered second appearance? Yeah, second appearance of Magneto. It is also and it's got cool additional keys, you know, first Scarlet Witch, first Quicksilver. Fire. In my eyes, aside from X-Men number 1, this is the biggest X-Men Grail, in my opinion. Above Giant Size, you know what I mean? Above X-Men 94. This is the one. I don't know if I'm going to touch X-Men 1 anytime soon, but I got the next best thing. X-Men number 4 at a nice respectable grade, 5.5. I also got a good price on it. This book kind of like really jumped in value in the past year. I guess because of Scarlet Witch, I suppose. But just in general, it being such a classic X-Men book, that book has found some serious gains in the past 12 months. So that's always good. That's always good when you buy something before it really starts to climb. Number dose. The number dose pickup. Man, I couldn't believe that this worked out. This wasn't even necessarily a book that I was aggressively going after. I just saw an auction going for it on eBay. And the price that it was at, was still pretty damn low for the book. But that's how it always is. It's always like, it never sells for where the bid is at, 3 hours before it ends. Because that last 60 seconds on an eBay auction, you know how it goes. The numbers just shoot up and climb big time. But whatever, I threw my hat in the ring on it. And I'll be damned if I didn't win on this Batman 121. Big time Silver Age key. Big time Batman villain first appearance. Which, it's one of the tough things. Oh, I almost dropped it. It's one of the I guess I am earning that reputation of dropping shit. But I saved it. One of the struggles of being a Batman collector is, you kind of want those first appearances. And the first appearances of his villains, which is one of the funnest things to collect with Batman, because he has the best rogues gallery in all of comics. Come at me, Spider-Man fans. You know it's true. Is they're mostly in the Golden Age. And they're primo expensive, man. You can get some like B tier true first appearances of villains. But that A list, it's tough. And I think Mr. Freeze is in that A list. Early Silver Age appearance. What year is this? 59. Early Silver Age appearance. Mr. Zero, as he was called then. 4.0. Yeah, got it at a hell of a deal. I'll tell you what I paid. I think, I'm pretty sure I knocked this one down for $1,200. $1,200 took this baby home. You go ahead and check what this baby goes for at a 4.0. I was kind of amazed to have won it on just an eBay auction like that. I was pumped. I was jazzed. A good grade, 4.0. Bang. Love this book. Definitely my best Batman pickup of the year. Batman 121. Okay. Numero uno time. You've been warned. And you know what it is. This was one of the main books that I was referring to when I said, oh yeah, I bought that in 2019. I didn't get that this year. But I did. C2E2, the Comic-Con C2E2 this year, feels like a lifetime ago at this point. But at that C2E2, 2020, February 2020, your boy picked up a Hulk 181 at a righteous 7.0 grade. Very, very classy grade for a book like this. First appearance of Wolverine. I'm an X-Men guy, so to knock down the first Wolverine was a huge come up. It's probably still the biggest book in my collection. Shout out to my brother D-Runk Comics. We worked out a nice deal, NWO transaction. And bam, that's the number one pickup of 2020. Man, I've been going for 20 minutes. Is this too long for one of these videos? Sorry about that. Real quick rundown on the honorable mentions that almost made the list. Batman 635. This one was one that I had my eye on for a while. Finally took it home in 2020. And it's kind of special too because I got it in a trade with Edwin the Comic Jabroni as payment for like a sketch cover that I did for him, a commission request that he had, and we worked out a deal for this book here. So that was pretty cool. A book that I picked up off my boy Edwin, R.I.P. First appearance of Red Hood. Love this book. Love that cover. Love that character. Honorable mention 2 is this New Gods #2. I did get a New Gods #1, but I'm salty about that because the guy who sold it to me said it was a much higher grade than it ended up being. So because of that saltiness, I'm happy that I have it. But I overpaid, and I'm leaving it out. But #2 was also one that I was really trying to hunt down this year. It's like Second Dark Side. I'm trying to fill out the Kirby era of New Gods. So #2 made the list. Nice Submariner pickup. First Tiger Shark. Awesome John Buscema cover. Love it. Tiger Shark's badass. Namor looking cool there. And this Blue Babe always reminds me of like old school Star Trek, like Captain Kirk era Star Trek. It looks like one of those blue broads that he would have, you know what I'm saying, fornicated with on one of those planets. So shout out to that. Also, I got 2 more. Heroes for Hire, #1. Sweet Christmas, baby, baby. First appearance of Luke Cage. I think a bit of an undervalued book. You know, Luke Cage is the man. A good book to have in your collection. Solid Bronze Age. Key. And last but not least, you know, I had a few buddies say, oh, this has got to be in your top 10. But I got to be honest, I'm not the hugest fan of this book. I mean, it's cool. I like Venom. But ASM 300, I'm not a huge SpiderMan collector. And I feel like this book, you know, I'm surprised at the money that it commands. But, and I hate the cover. I got to be honest. I hate the cover. All those 300s. All right, I'm not here to shit on. These are my top books. I shouldn't be shitting on it. But ASM 300, I got to mention it because I got such a slamming deal on it. Bought this thing on the cheap. I got a lot of equity, you could say, in this 9.6. And the best part of the deal is I feel like in my heart of hearts, there's a pressable defect up in this corner. And if your boy can convert this to a 9.8, it will be my investment of the year. Investment of the decade. No, investment of the year for sure. If I could, because I already got such a great deal on this for a 9.6. If I can turn it to 9.8, I'll stay tuned. I'll keep you posted. I want to submit it as an on-site grading whenever that comes back because I feel like I get favorable grading on-site. So I'm going to get it pressed and I'm going to on-site it to one of these guys and hopefully they just give it a quick 9.8 and I will reap the benefits. So there you have it. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know what you think. Any feedback? Those books suck. You're too long-winded. You're an idiot. I've been getting some of those comments lately. It's okay. Let them fly. Let me know what you thought of my top 10 pickups of 2020. Let me know your top 10 pickups, you know? Let a brother know. Thanks, guys. Peace.